The atmosphere of the event that was originally full of laughter suddenly changed into silence that could almost be touched when Cha Eun-woo stood in the middle of the stage as the MC that night. No one expected that from a figure who has been known for his perfect image, awake speech, and impeccable professional attitude, a brief but emotional moment would be born that shook everyone present, both in the studio and millions of pairs of eyes watching from the screen. It all started with a single sentence, spoken in a calm yet meaningful voice, when Cha Eun-woo unexpectedly mentioned a woman's name. At that moment, too, time seemed to stop. No background music, no applause, just a long silence that speaks louder than words. As the MC, Cha Eun-woo is known to always be able to control the atmosphere. He knows when to smile, when to joke lightly, and when to be formal. But that night was different. The crew behind the camera looked at each other, the invited guests seemed to be holding their breath, and the audience in the studio seemed to have forgotten how to clap their hands. The name he calls is not a random name, nor is it just a random example in the script. The way he pronounced it, the small pauses before and after, and the look in his eyes that turned soft but deep, made many people immediately realize that this moment was not accidental. Before the event began, there were no leaks of anything that led to the incident. The MC script went as planned, segment by segment, flowing smoothly. Cha Eun-woo appears with a neat suit, a calm face, and a distinctive smile that has made him loved across generations. He opened the event with a warm greeting the audience, introducing guest stars, and building a comfortable atmosphere. All seemed normal, almost perfect, until he finally entered a segment that was supposed to be a light transition towards his next performance. That's where everything changed. With a tone of voice that was quieter than usual, Cha Eun-woo paused for a moment, as if searching for the right words. Many thought he had simply forgotten the script or was waiting for a cue from the producer. But then he smiled a little, not a trained MC smile, but a personal smile that is rarely seen on the screen. Then, with clear articulation, he said a woman's name, not accompanied by long explanations, not followed by laughter, just one simple sentence that implies something much bigger. Spontaneous reactions are immediately noticeable. The camera captured the shocked expressions of the invited guests. There were those who widened their eyes, those who reflexively closed their mouths, and those who turned to Cha Eun-woo as if to confirm what they had just heard. The audience in the studio was silent for a few seconds before subtle whispers were heard. Social media, which usually reacts within seconds, that night seemed to explode together. Cha Eun-woo's name and the name of the woman he called instantly skyrocketed to the top of the search, sparking speculations, theories, and long debates. What makes this moment even stronger is not only the name itself, but the emotional context that accompanies it. Cha Eun-woo is not the type of celebrity who gets easily carried away in front of the camera. Over the years of his career, he has been known to strictly maintain the line between personal and professional life. He rarely indulges in excessive emotions, let alone pronounces someone's name in such a personal tone at a large-scale public event. That is why the one name that came out of his mouth that night felt like an indirect recognition, or at least a gesture that contained deep meaning. A few seconds after that silence, Cha Eun-woo took a breath and continued the event, but the atmosphere never really came back the same. Although he returned to his duties as an MC professionally, the eyes of many people remained on him, trying to read every gesture, every smile, every pause. Is he aware of the impact of his words? Was it planned or purely spontaneous? The questions swirled non-stop even after the show ended. After the broadcast, the backstage hallway was filled with unusual activity. Reporters tried to get closer, agency staff were seen busy communicating via cell phones, and several people in the entertainment industry began to exchange messages. Not a few say that the moment will be one of the most memorable points in Cha Eun-woo's career journey, not because of the controversy alone, but because of the emotional honesty that is rarely seen from a star of her class. In the Korean entertainment world, every word of a public figure has great weight. Mentioning someone's name on a national television show is not trivial, especially if it is done by a figure with as much influence as Cha Eun-woo. Many tried to trace who the woman in question was, what her relationship to Cha Eun-woo was, and why her name was mentioned in that context. Some associated with the past, others associated with a specific project, and others see it as a very personal symbol of respect or gratitude. Interestingly, Cha Eun-woo himself did not immediately provide clarification. This silence actually makes the curiosity even greater. Every old post, every previous interview, even every piece of old video is repicked and analyzed. Netizens noticed small details that might have previously been overlooked. The way Cha Eun-woo smiled when discussing a particular topic, the change in tone of voice when mentioning women's names in old interviews, to his facial expressions in certain situations, all became the subject of endless discussion. For some fans, the moment was emotional. There were those who claimed to be surprised, some who felt touched, and not a few who claimed to be silent for a long time after watching the broadcast again. They see Cha Eun-woo not only as a perfect idol, but as a human being who also has feelings, memories, and someone who may mean a lot in his life. On the other hand, there were those who tried to be more rational, reminding that not everything should be interpreted as a romantic confession. But that is exactly where the power of the moment is. It's open to a variety of interpretations. In an industry often filled with carefully curated scenarios and images, spontaneous moments like these are rare. Cha Eun-woo, with one name and one sentence, managed to shift the focus from the glitter of the stage to a deeper emotional space. He does not shout, does not make bombastic statements, but his impact is much greater than any far-fetched sensations. The silence that was created shortly after his name was mentioned is proof that even simple words can have tremendous resonance. Some industry observers judge that Cha Eun-woo's actions, intentional or not, show a new maturity in the way he views himself as a public figure. He is no longer just a handsome face or a popular actor, but someone who dares, at least for a moment, to show his personal side in public spaces. Risk certainly exists, but emotional courage is often the bridge that strengthens the connection with the audience. The days following the event were filled with analysis, opinions, and reactions from different sides, but one thing that almost all agreed on was this: Cha Eun-woo managed to create an unforgettable moment. A moment that doesn't need special effects, does not need excessive drama, just honesty that comes at an unexpected time and place. And perhaps precisely because of this, everyone fell silent. In the end, regardless of who the woman whose name is called is, or what the true meaning behind it is, that night will always be remembered as the moment where Cha Eun-woo, the perfect MC, let one side of his heart speak. In the brief silence that was created, the public saw something they rarely see: sincerity without a mask. The silence that was created that night did not stop in the studio. It spread out, creeping into digital spaces, into fans' private chats, into discussion groups, to the news that in a matter of hours instantly made the moment the headline. Many say this is not just an MC incident, but rather an emotional turning point that shows Cha Eun-woo from an angle that has never really been seen before. In some reruns of the show, the audience began to notice small details that were missed during the live broadcast. The way Cha Eun-woo held the cue card a little tighter before saying the name, the look in his eyes that had dropped for a split second, as if holding something that wanted to come out. Even his breathing pauses sounded deeper than usual. These little things actually make the moment feel more real, more human, and more difficult to be considered part of the script. Cha Eun-woo's old fans began to reminisce about his career journey, from a stressful debut period, an endless busy schedule, to the perfect image that has been attached to him all this time. Many have noticed that behind the calm smile and polite being that he has always displayed, there is a great burden as a public figure who is rarely given space to be true to his own feelings. And so, when one woman's name is spoken, many interpret it as a small gap in the wall of the image, a gap that actually makes her look stronger.